Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory here with your afternoon update. We've got a lot of changes going on right now. We've got this cold front that's about to move through. The scattered rain that we've had for the past couple of days will then be moving out and away from the tri-state. Clearer and cooler weather will be moving in, but that cool down doesn't last very long. We warm right back up by the weekend, and we're going to walk through all of that in more detail and check in on the tropics too, as we're tracking 3 different named systems right now, 2 of which could potentially have at least some sort of impact on the United States. All right, making sure I've got my Facebook comments pulled up here. Yes, William mentioned he's got more than 3 inches of rain in his gauge by Bosse Field. Yes, I'd have to double check. I didn't grab the number before I walked out here, but we did set a rainfall record in Evansville today. So we had more than 2 inches of rain, a significant amount of rainfall just this morning, and that's on top of the rain we got last night. So major rainfall, which I was going to show you. If this is going to show up, it might not. Okay, what about my next one? Well, don't you love technology, folks? There we go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Here's what I was trying to show you. We've got this swath here where you see the bright orange and red color showing up there. The orange is over 3 inches, but the little spots of red you see there are over 4 inches of rain. We did have some isolated totals up closer to 5 inches across parts of Henderson, Davis, and southern Spencer County there, and then on up into Hancock and Perry counties as well. Most of the tri-state didn't get quite that much. Most of us saw, a couple inches of rain, which is significant still, but there have been those little pockets where there were upwards of 3, 4, even close to 5 inches of rain. And so obviously we were dealing with some flooding issues this morning, but things should be improving now because all that widespread rain and heavy rain at times we had this morning has now pushed off to the east. So that soaking rainfall moved out right around lunchtime, and since then it's been mainly dry across the tri-state. I do want to point out though, the cold front has not actually moved through yet. You can kind of see that line there between the green and the yellows on this temperature map. Notice out ahead of it, we've got temperatures at 79 in Evansville, 80 in Paducah, then just to the northwest, 62 in Springfield, 67 in St. Louis. So that's where that cold front is located right now. So even though the bulk of the rain has already moved out, the cold front has not actually pushed through. And where that cold front is actually located, there have been a few spotty showers. It has largely died down, but because the front hasn't actually moved through yet, we're not totally clear of rain chances just yet. Notice we may even have one little shower right now in Gallatin and another one in Saline counties. The rest of the tri-state is dry, and I do think any chance of rain we see today will be very spotty. In fact, many of us are seeing sunshine right now. We've got a few clouds still overhead, but we do have some sunshine breaking through right now. And so as we go through the rest of this afternoon and into this evening, keep in mind, while we are getting some sun right now, as that cold front passes through this evening, especially after about 4 p.m., I really think there is a chance we could see a stray shower or maybe even a brief thunderstorm, although I think that's probably a stretch, but we could see a stray shower or maybe even a thunderstorm later this afternoon and evening. Starting around 4 o'clock seems like the best chance at that rain popping up, but then it could continue up through about 8 p.m. tonight as that front moves from northwest to southeast across the region. By about 9 o'clock tonight, that front should have moved off to our southeast, taking any spotty chance of rain with it. Then the clouds will gradually clear through the overnight hours, and we have a lot of sunshine starting tomorrow, continuing through the rest of the week. And behind that cold front, we also see this cool air coming in from the north, so we will have a drop in our temperatures. Now it is a little cooler down to the southeast. That's where the rain more recently moved out. So Owensboro sitting at 76 right now, but farther to the northwest, Fairfield at 83 right now. Evansville and Henderson both at 79, and I think we'll tack on another degree or two this afternoon. So it's very possible we could get to 80 in Evansville this afternoon. Again, that stray shower possible if you're headed down to the Fall Festival this evening will probably stay dry. but don't be totally shocked if we do get a brief shower down there this evening. Those temperatures will then start to drop back out of the 80s and through the 70s pretty quickly this evening, and especially once the sun goes down, we'll then start to drop back through the 60s, and we'll eventually bottom out in the mid 50s by the end of the night tonight as those clouds gradually move out. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine all day long, but because we'll now be on the backside of the cold front, that cool air I was just pointing out that's out around Springfield and St. Louis right now, that'll be in place over the tri-state. So even though we'll have a lot of sunshine, it'll still be cooler than today, with highs only reaching the lower 70s tomorrow afternoon. And as that cool air continues to set in across the tri-state, Thursday will be the coolest day of the week. Wednesday night into Thursday morning, our temperatures will drop back into the mid 40s, so we'll start Thursday morning in the 40s. That'll only be the second time this season that we've had temperatures in the 40s, is Thursday and Friday morning. About a month ago, back September 7th, 8th, 9th, maybe somewhere in there, toward the end of the first week of September, we did have one little cold snap there. Remember that sort of fake fall we had the first weekend of September there? We did briefly see our temperatures dipping into the upper 40s then. That's been the only time this season, this fall season, that we've had temperatures in the 40s. So a real fall-like feeling out there, starting the day in the mid 40s Thursday morning, climbing just into the upper 60s to right around 70 Thursday afternoon, actually running a little below average here through the rest of this week. We dip into the 40s again Friday morning and then climb into the low to mid 70s. Then Friday night into Saturday morning, our wind direction begins to shift. And as that wind direction shifts, warmer air starts to flow in from the south, and our temperatures start to climb again. We're back into the upper 70s by the weekend, and then early next week, I think we'll probably warm into the upper 70s to low 80s. Also notice lots of sunshine from tomorrow all the way through the start of next week. Looking beyond that now, from Wednesday, October 15th, all the way up through the 21st, still showing a trend of above average temperatures, but near to slightly above average precipitation. It's possible as we get into the middle of next week, we could have another frontal system coming in, potentially pushing some showers our way, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. I mentioned earlier we were going to check in on the tropics. There is a lot going on down to our south right now. We've got two different systems out in the Pacific, one that formed in the Atlantic just this morning. One of the ones in the Pacific is actually moving to the east. Both of these are moving kind of to the north-northwest. So let's talk about all three of them. We're going to start with Octave. It's sort of the least eventful of the three. Tropical storm out in the Pacific. It's expected to weaken as it moves eastward. It's probably never even going to make it to Mexico. Priscilla, however, a Category 2 hurricane right now, expected to briefly strengthen to a Category 3 and then weaken right back out as it moves north toward Baja. It may then still be a tropical depression, packing some pretty serious winds and a lot of rain then as it moves along that sort of peninsula there in Mexico and comes right up into Southern California and Arizona. So certainly something to be monitoring there, especially if you have any interest in that area in Southern California and Arizona, maybe a family or friends down that way. They could be getting some pretty serious wind and rain as that system moves northward. Jerry is the only named storm in the Atlantic right now. It formed into a tropical storm just this morning around 10 a.m. Tropical storm Jerry currently packing winds of 45 miles an hour, moving west. It is expected to strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane and then remain a Category 1 as it then turns to the north, coming right along the Caribbean, however you're supposed to say it, and then moving north toward Bermuda. Poor Bermuda, right? It's already been hit by Imelda. It took at least some rough edges from Umberto, and now it looks like it may get hit by Jerry too. So it's a bad time of year to be in Bermuda, I guess. So that one not expected to have any direct impact to the U.S. right now, but as was the case with Imelda and Umberto, if it gets close enough to the East Coast, it could still churn up some pretty rough seas along the East Coast of the United States. And obviously these tracks can always change, so we'll keep a very close eye on it for you. But that's what's all going on in the tropics. None of them expected to have any local impacts. Once we get the last of the clouds and the rain out of here tonight, We've got mostly sunny skies from tomorrow all the way through the start of next week. We may see some clouds Friday night into Saturday morning. I wouldn't even totally rule out a stray shower, but I think that's a very slim chance. That chance of clouds Friday night into Saturday morning is with basically a warm front. I mentioned that shift in our wind direction. As that warmer air starts to come in, that little jolt of energy may pop up a few clouds Saturday morning, but in general, we're talking sunny and dry through the next 7 days with really beautiful fall-like temperatures through the rest of this week, then warming back into the upper 70s and low 80s starting this weekend and continuing into the start of next week. Jeanette reporting about 2 inches of rain in Poseyville. Thank you. We always appreciate you all giving us those reports. Like I said, we did have significant rainfall across much of the tri-state today. There have been some reports of flooding, but now that the rain has moved out, that flooding should be improving. Roads should be opening back up. I know that especially along Virginia Street, right there where it dips down just west of 41 there, that viaduct area, I know that that flooded this morning, and we had some cars get stuck there, but that should have gone back down by now. Everything's drying out and the flooding is improving. So good news all around. So just be prepared if you're going to be out at the Fall Festival, especially Wednesday night or Thursday night. You're probably going to want to bring a jacket. It's going to get pretty chilly out there after the sun goes down especially. So it's actually going to feel like fall for the Fall Festival, and it looks like we'll have really nice, comfortable weather with temperatures in the 70s for that parade on Saturday. So good news all around. We've earned a nice end to Fall Festival week after such a rainy start the past couple of days. All right, I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up your forecast. Jamie French and Robinson Miles are not joining me today. They're getting ready to head down to West Franklin Street to continue our team coverage of the Fall Festival this afternoon and evening. So if you see them down there at the 14 News tent, make sure to stop by and give them a wave, tell them hi. And Jeff Lyons will be down there running around, you know, doing his Fall Festival antics with his mystery food box and all that. So it's always a good time around here, Fall Festival week. So I hope you'll watch that tonight on 14 News at 4, 5, 6. And obviously we'll have a recap tonight at 10. And like I said, if you're down on Franklin Street and you see any of us, please stop by and say hi. We would love to meet you. All right, everybody have a great rest of your day. And hopefully we stay dry out down at the Fall Festival this evening. But if not, I guarantee you we will through the rest of the week. Have a good one.